the then Finance Minister, Honorable Setepe, felt the need to explore what has been happening in other countries that could be imported into this country to fashion out a plan to create a third pillar for the generation of foreign exchange for this country. So instead of looking at forming the bank afresh, we felt that there were elements in these three institutions that could be harnessed and brought together. There was the manpower side, there was expertise, there were institutions, and there were the institutions that were being supported by these institutions. I think the early part of 2016, the technical report was submitted to the president at the time, and it led to the establishment of an act for the bank to be formed. So broadly, it was to promote exports, to improve upon import substitution, basically the importation of capital goods to support industry, which is embedded in the EDIV, the Ghana export, and then the Exim issues. So this agenda was made broad and therefore structured in such a way that we have one institution handling all this for the import sector.
We have observed over the years that we had spread out so thin, covering so many sectors, so many product areas. It appears that such spread does not provide the necessary impact for an Exim bank like ours. And so, on assumption of duty, we sought to redefine our target areas and also to determine what would make Exim Bank more relevant in Ghana today. We are moving from consumption-driven import model to a production-based export-led growth strategy. We have decided, and that is reflected in our 5-year strategic plan, that rather than spreading thin, we're going to focus on 3 key areas. Rice production, we are focusing on poultry, and we are focusing on garments and apparel.
Exim support for this project in terms of which direction and how we should approach things, and in terms of financing, both debt and grant, has been completely 360 for us. And we're still leveraging on the opportunities that Exim is extending to us. From the surveys that we are doing so far, a number of them are responding. They have never been in a sustained income for more than 1 week. Almost about 70% have responded. The impact has been very tremendous in terms of what the job means for the number of people who are showing up.
We want to see Ghana leading in the garment and apparel sector that has the capacity to employ as many people as possible.
At completion, we are aiming to have about 10,000 workforce in a single shift.
Ivory Coast has shown the way. Today in Ivory Coast, they don't import frozen chicken. They have a viable poultry industry that feeds the people of Ivory Coast. Ghana can do the same, if not better.
Exim Bank, with their focus on poultry now, in fact, it's something good, and we are thankful to Exim Bank. This will help us to expand, which by way of bringing in more birds, feeding the nation, employing a lot of people, which trickles down to making our economy better.
This is the news the farmers have been waiting for a very long time, because if you look at the rice sector, the potential there is so huge, and it can go a long way to drastically change the direction of the economy in terms of job creation and food security. If you look at rice now, it has become the main staple crop in the country. Almost every household eats rice in a day. And if you look at the amount of money the country spends to import rice and the local production that we have, the potential, we can drastically reduce the importation bill, giving the necessary support to the farmers.
From production all the way to the end consumer. If I say production, we are looking for intervention of input like chemicals, and then we are looking for harvesters, planters, and tractors, and then even logistics. We are talking about truck where we convert the yam to the warehouse, and after that we need a dryer which can dry and sieve it very well, take the stone out, then go to the mill. That's the end of our value chain. What the country can do to stop at least 50% importation of rice and local consumption 50%, or even charge the people who are importing the rice even a levy to come to the rice industry to support the local production.
You will observe, if you look at the numbers, that our import bill for rice and poultry over the last 3 years was in excess of $1 billion. We cannot continue spending $1 billion on rice and frozen chicken when we have the capacity to produce.
The current strategy seeks to reposition the bank to achieve the initial objective of this, but aligning what is to be done through the Ministry of Agric, what to be done through the Ministry of Trade, what's to be done with GEPA, which is supposed to serve as the marketing wing of Exim. So a new strategy seems to be emerging to address this, and we foresee this driving the export sector for the SMEs through financing, very low cost financing, guarantees, and other schemes that address collateral issues in the country.
Industrial growth is critical in achieving all these, and so the whole concept of agribusiness is also within our focus. How do we ensure that we support farmers to process their products not only for the local market but for international market? We want to see Exim as a very significant partner to the Bank of Ghana, to the Ministry of Finance, in ensuring reduction in food inflation, ensuring food security, in ensuring that less and less year after year is spent in importing critical items like rice and poultry. We also want to see Gexim as a facilitator of job creation across the country. And I guess that if we're able to limit ourselves to these three, Exim Bank Ghana will be seen as playing a very critical role in our economic growth as a country.